Example 4, finding a function given its second derivative. Okay, so we want to find f if the second derivative is equal to 12x squared plus 6x minus 4, where f of 0 is equal to 4 and f of 1 is equal to 1. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to find out what is f prime of x, meaning what is the antiderivative of the second derivative. So what this is going to give us is it's going to be 12 to the x of 2 plus 1, which is 3, over 3, plus this is going to be 6 to the x to the 1 plus 1, which is 2, over 2, minus 4x, and then plus c. Okay, so now let's simplify this just a little further. So f prime of x is then going to equal 4x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x plus c. Okay, and so now we want to find the antiderivative of f prime of x. So now what we're going to do is now we want to find, and we want to call it lowercase f since that's what it's asking us to find. So the antiderivative, okay, is going to be 4, and that's going to be x to the 3 plus 1, which is 4 over 4, plus 3 times x to the 2 plus 1, which is going to be 3 over 3, minus 4 to the x to the 1 plus 1, which is 2 over 2, plus this is a constant that we don't know, times x, because that's the antiderivative. And then we have another constant because that is the antiderivative of the first derivative. Okay, so now let's simplify this just a little further. So we have f of x, which is going to equal x to the 4th plus x cubed minus 2x squared plus cx plus d. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the following. We're going to look at the first given information where we know f of 0, okay, is equal to 4. So when we know that f of 0 is equal to 4, then we're going to do the following. Okay, we know that f of x is going to equal 4, and we know the value of x is going to be 0. So it's going to be 0 to the 4th power plus 0 to the 3rd power minus 2 times 0 squared plus c times 0 plus d. Well, since these are all 0, then we know that d is going to equal 4. So we know what d equals. Okay, so now let's take a look at step 4. And what do we know? We know the following. We know that f of 1 is equal to 1. So when we let f of 1 equal 1, okay, so now we're going to plug that into the function. So we know that 1 is going to equal f of x. That's going to equal 1 to the 4th plus 1 to the 3rd power minus 2 times 1 squared plus c times 1. And what do we know about d? Well, we know that d is equal to 4. So now we can solve for c. Because we're going to get here 1, okay, 1 to the 4th plus 1 to the 3rd is going to give us 2, minus 2 times 1 squared, so that's going to give us 0. And then we have plus c and then plus 4. Okay, so if we want to solve for c, we're going to subtract 4 to both sides, so we get negative 3 for c. So now we can rewrite our antiderivative that we got here in step 2. And so it's going to be f of x, which is equal to x to the 4th plus x cubed minus 2x squared. And we know that c is negative 3, so it's going to be negative 3x. And we know the value of d is 4. And so therefore, there is the antiderivative, or the function f of x, with the given information.